Hey, Tom here, FlipAnythingUSA. So on my blog, I try to share with people everything I possibly can about making money in real estate, all the many different ways that I have. It came up in the last Zoom mentorship meeting I did here last Saturday. Asset protection. It's a big thing. It's an important thing. It's a very litigious world out there. And you got a responsibility to protect your family. This meeting, it came up by Ken, one of my students, and I just kind of explained to him in very non-legal terms my interpretation of it. Certainly, you should get a lawyer if you want to put things in place for yourself. This is my take on it.
This is Ken. When you talk about entities, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to get ahead of myself or anything, but as far as asset protection, what kind of asset protection do you have in your properties for potential lawsuits and things of that nature? I know it's all over the board when you look at different seminars and webinars and things on the web and everything else, but do you have any particular asset protection company or lawyer that you go through?
No. Your asset protection is by not owning it in your name, your personal name. And so I'll give you the quick lesson on it is this. If I hold an asset in my name and I do something wrong, you can get at it. Okay? You can make a case that I'm liable for your loss. You can get at it because it's in my name. Now, if it's in my name but it's homesteaded in my home, meaning my home, I can homestead my home. Okay, well, I have a wife, I have kids, I have, you know what I mean? And even if I don't, it's like the Holy Grail. You can't touch it. You can't touch somebody's home, no matter how badly they screw up. Maybe you can get liened and everything else, but you can't force the sale. So I'm protected with a home, but I'm an investor. I have, maybe 100 properties, 100 rentals or whatever. So I buy a property and I put it in, family limited partnership 1, family limited partnership 2, family limited partnership 3, and I own all these different properties. Well, if I run over somebody in a car and I'm wrong, and it's my fault, and they sue me, well, they can't get my home. Well, and they'll say, well, you have an interest in all these properties. Well, they might get what they call a judgment against me. And the judgment may say any money coming out of these assets that goes to you, you have to give it, you have to give it to the judgment, the powers that be on the judgment. Well, it doesn't mean these assets can't buy me car, buy me lunch, take me on vacation. You follow me? In other words, they're independent entities. They're very, they call it bust. Very difficult to bust. The only way you can bust an entity is if you do what's called well, I'm getting refreshing my memory big time on this. Is if you do what's called a fraudulent conveyance. It's a fraudulent conveyance. If I run over somebody and I'm wrong and I'm going to get sued, or it's expected that I will be sued, or I hurt somebody, beat someone, who knows what, and it's a given that I'm liable for what I did, and I suddenly deed my properties into these different entities. Now it slows them down. It is a little bit of a wall you're creating, but those when they go into court and they say, look, here's the timeline. He ran over somebody. He beat somebody. He stole somebody. Something else. Whatever I did. Then he took his property and he put it in, his wife's name or this name or that name, or he put it into a different entity. They can go, well, we consider this a fraudulent conveyance, and the court will demand, and they'll pull the property out of that entity. They'll make the case that it can be busted. And I did do that once. I got sued. I was being sued frivolously. It was bullshit. I was being sued and I didn't do anything wrong. And I even offered these guys $200,000 to go away. And it wasn't because I was wrong. I just could see the writing on the wall. It's $1 million lawsuit. Just the cost. And then, to be honest, in that lawsuit, I wasn't in it exactly alone, but I was the prime target. Between the three of us, we spent $754,000 defending ourselves. And at one point I just said, look, I'll give you $225,000 just to go away. But they couldn't. The guys that were suing us, he dug such a big hole for himself that he needed $1 million to fix the mess that he made. And in the end, we went to court. I got drilled, cross-examined for like 4 days. And, but I was prepared, and, and I beat him. I won. When I say I won, not only did they find he had no damages, they gave me back my money that I spent on the lawsuit, almost all of the $754,000. I was the president of this little association. And so in the end, I was made whole, and a lot of other people got burned. All these other people that thought I was the bad guy, first thing to start, I'm back there talking. I said, look, I didn't do shit. You ain't going to get nothing. I don't think I did anything wrong. And in the end, I was right. And in fact, I didn't even have to really win on all the facts. Like, I was prepared big time, and I was a really good witness. Don't get me wrong. I was a really good witness. But my lawyer, we go in the bathroom, and, everybody's taking a leak before court, because, this is about to start. And he goes, hey, make sure nobody's in here. And, there's like 3 of us in there. Okay. Yeah, nobody's in here, just us. And he says, look, he goes, I'm going to cut their legs off at the ankles. He goes, they are trying to base their case on our witnesses. Well, I'd already had professional witnesses. So when you get into court stuff like that, you get into things where you got to have expert witness testimony, and you'll have, a forensic accountant, you'll have a forensic appraiser on the value of property. They were kind of broke, but they were trying to find flaws in our stuff that we paid for, and they found some flaws. And so, but because that's our expert testimony that I paid 10 grand a piece for these witnesses to create these reports, at the beginning of court, my lawyer says, we're going to go ahead and pull all of our expert testimony out. He just, as soon as he took all that out, now we didn't have it to prove our case, but my lawyer had already figured out they got nothing without it. They were going to use our own information to beat us. And so he just took it away. He said, we don't need it. And it's hard for me to, this is still my attorney to this day. And it's probably $650 an hour now. He's so expensive, but he's awesome. So that's the deal on that. I've been through the ringer on that shit. All right. Well, hey, I hope you enjoyed that. Hey, please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this information. I've been doing this stuff a long time. I like sharing with people that want to know. If you like what you heard, let me know. If you don't like what you heard, you can let me know that too. And please like and subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the information, I'll keep putting it out. Thank you. Hi, I'm Tom McKay. I've been investing in real estate, commercial properties, industrial properties, houses, apartments, offices, subdivisions. I also have a mentorship course to help people create their own fortunes the same way. My first class, I had immediate results. Ron made over $200,000 and has purchased 22 properties. Eric has purchased a trailer park and 34 acres of land. Liam has already flipped a few properties and made over $100,000 on his first deal.